In the quiet rural village of Kamyu, near Hamamatsu, Japan, on November 17, 1906, Soichiro Honda entered the world as the eldest son of Gihei Honda, a blacksmith, and Mika Honda, a weaver. Life in this modest setting was far from easy. The family scraped by on the earnings from Gihei's bicycle repair business and Mika's weaving. From a young age, Soichiro showed an insatiable curiosity for machines. He would often help his father in the workshop, tinkering with bicycles and absorbing the mechanics of how things worked. Unlike his peers who buried themselves in books, Soichiro found school unappealing. Once forged his family's seal using a rubber bicycle pedal to fake his report cards, only to get caught when he did the same for classmates. His lack of interest in formal education was evident early on, but his passion for invention burned brightly. As a toddler, the sight and smell of the first automobile in his village captivated him, describing the oil's aroma as perfume. This fascination deepened when he borrowed his father's bicycle to chase after an airplane demonstration, igniting a lifelong love for engines and speed. By the age of 15, in 1922, Soichiro had had enough of school. He left without completing his education and headed to Tokyo, seeking opportunities in the bustling city. There, he landed an apprenticeship at Art Shikai, a garage where he worked as a car mechanic for 6 grueling years. The work was demanding, but it was here that Soichiro honed his skills, learning the intricacies of automotive repair. He was not just fixing cars, he was dreaming bigger. In 1928, at 22, he returned to Hamamatsu and opened his own branch of Art Shikai, focusing on auto repairs. Urina's shop quickly gained a reputation for quality work, and Soichiro's hands-on approach set him apart. But he wasn't content with mere repairs. He ventured into racing, building his own cars and competing. In 1936, he entered the first Japan automobile race at Tamagawa Speedway, with a turbocharged Ford he and his brother Benjiro had modified. Tragedy struck when they crashed, severely injuring Soichiro's left eye and his brother. This accident forced him to quit racing, a bitter pill for someone so driven by speed and competition. Undeterred by the setback, Soichiro shifted his focus to manufacturing. In 1937, frustrated with the poor quality of available piston rings, he founded Tokai Saiki Heavy Industry with the help of investor Shichiro Kato. This was his first major business venture beyond repairs. However, the path was riddled with failures. Soichiro worked tirelessly, often at night in his Art Piston Ring Research Center, while managing the repair shop by day. The initial piston rings were subpar. When he submitted 50 samples to Toyota Motor Co., only 3 passed quality tests. This rejection was a crushing blow, highlighting his lack of formal knowledge in metallurgy. To overcome this, Soichiro enrolled as a part-time student at Hamamatsu Industrial Institute, studying intensely for nearly 2 years. He visited universities and steelmakers across Japan, absorbing techniques and refining his process. His perseverance paid off. By 1939, he became president of Tokai Saiki, and the company began mass-producing piston rings for major clients, like Toyota and Nakajima Aircraft. At its peak, it employed over 2,000 people. Yet, success was fleeting. World War II brought devastation. In 1944, a US B-29 bomber raid destroyed the Yamashita plant, reducing it to rubble. Then, in 1945, the Mikawa earthquake collapsed the Iwata plant. Soichiro's factories were gone, his dreams shattered by forces beyond his control. Post-war Japan was in chaos, with shortages of everything. Soichiro sold the remains of Tokai Saiki to Toyota for 450,000 yuan and took a year off, indulging in homemade alcohol and reflection. But idleness wasn't in his nature. In October 1946, using the sale proceeds, he founded the Honda Technical Research Institute in a makeshift wooden shack on the site of his ruined plant. With his brother Benjiro, he experimented with various products: rotary weaving machines, frosted glass, but nothing stuck until they hit upon motorized bicycles. Using surplus Army radio generators, they created the 50cc A-type engine in 1947, attaching it to bicycles to provide cheap transportation in fuel-scarce Japan. This chimney engine, so named for its exhaust, was a hit, selling out quickly. Encouraged by this success, Soichiro incorporated Honda Motor Co. Ltd. in 1948 with just 34 employees. He hired Takeo Fujisawa in 1949, a savvy businessman who handled finances and strategy, allowing Soichiro to focus on engineering. Their partnership was legendary. Fujisawa managed the how, while Soichiro dreamed the what. In 1949, they launched the Type D Dream, a 98cc two-stroke motorcycle. The first true motorcycle from Honda, it was a commercial triumph, boosting the company's profile. The Korean War 1950 to 1953 provided an economic boost through U.S. procurements, enabling Honda to build a large factory in Tokyo with advanced machinery. Soichiro invested 300 million yuan in the world's best machine tools, insisting on competing technologically without tariffs. He believed technological competition should be conducted by technological means. Despite a post-war recession, Honda expanded, adding plants and innovating with die casting for consistent parts, allowing even untrained workers to produce quality items. The 1950s marked Honda's entry into international racing, a bold move to test and promote their technology. In 1954, after observing a race in Brazil where his bikes lagged behind Europeans, Soichiro declared his intent to win the Isle of Man TT. He entered in 1959, finishing 6th in the 125cc class, a respectable debut. By 1961, Honda dominated, winning the 125cc and 250cc classes. These victories enhanced brand recognition worldwide. Domestically, models like the 50cc F-Type Cub became icons. But expansion wasn't without hurdles. In 1959, Honda entered the U.S. market with American Honda Motor Co. Initial efforts floundered. Large motorcycles like the Dream failed in America due to reliability issues on long highways. Leaks and breakdowns tarnished the brand. Soichiro learned quickly, redesigning for durability. The turning point was the Super Cub in the early 1960s. Marketed with the slogan, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda." It appealed to a broad audience, including women and NAN enthusiasts. Revolutionizing the market and making Honda the world's top motorcycle seller, surpassing Triumph and Harley-Davidson, venturing into automobiles presented new challenges. In 1963, Honda released the S500 sports car and T360 truck, entering a field dominated by giants like Toyota and Nissan. The government opposed new entrants, fearing overcompetition, but Soichiro pushed forward, believing in free market principles. The 1970s brought environmental regulations. The U.S. Clean Air Act required emission reductions. Competitors used catalytic converters, but Honda innovated with the CVCC, compound vortex-controlled combustion engine, in the 1973 Civic, meeting standards without converters. This breakthrough cemented Honda's reputation for engineering excellence. The Civic became a bestseller, especially during the 1973 oil crisis, thanks to its fuel efficiency. Throughout his career, Soichiro faced personal and professional lows. His lack of formal education was a constant hurdle. He once said he learned more from failures than successes. The war's destruction, racing accident, and initial market rejections tested his resolve. In the U.S., cultural clashes arose. American dealers demanded more models, but Honda stuck to limited options for efficiency. Soichiro's management style was hands-on and demanding. He berated workers for inconsistencies but fostered innovation. He emphasized accuracy, once smashing a poorly made part to make a point. His partnership with Fujisawa balanced his engineering passion with business acumen. The secret to Soichiro's success lay in his unyielding perseverance and embrace of failure. He famously quipped, "Success is 99% failure, viewing setbacks as stepping stones." His mindset was one of continuous improvement, ever satisfied, always innovating. He took risks, like entering racing and international markets when others hesitated. Passion drove him. He loved manufacturing's joy, as seen in his early piston ring days. Leadership-wise, he promoted teamwork, investing in employee training and collaboration for diverse ideas. Customer focus was key. Extensive research ensured products met needs. Sustainability came early. Honda pioneered eco-friendly tech like hybrids. His just-in-time production minimized waste, enhancing efficiency. By 1973, at 67, Soichiro retired as president, but remained a director and supreme advisor. Until 1983, He founded the Honda Foundation in 1977 for environmental and technological advancement. In retirement, he reflected on his brusque style, expressing regret for humiliating employees. People magazine named him one of the 25 most intriguing people in 1980, calling him the Japanese Henry Ford. Under his vision, Honda grew into a global powerhouse, employing thousands and innovating in motorcycles, cars, and beyond. Soichiro Honda passed away on August 5, 1991, at 84, from liver failure in Tokyo. Days later, Ayrton Senna dedicated his Hungarian Grand Prix win to him. Posthumously honored with the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun, Soichiro's legacy endures. From a blacksmith's son with no education to founding a billion-dollar empire, his story is a testament to grit. He faced poverty, war, accidents, rejections, and market failures in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and beyond. Yet, through innovation, persistence, and learning from every fall, he triumphed. The secret of his kamyabi was simple. Never give up, embrace failure, and innovate relentlessly. For the Rich World channel, this tale inspires us to chase dreams amid adversity.